Origin Chess reaction. This is B-1 Lancer, America's best bomber. Question mark. Really? What about the B-52? Alright, so this is from the channel Fight Electrician, obviously. So yeah, this is like, airplane, right? Air Force part from him, I guess. I don't know, he does a lot of different type of videos. Usually it's like stories of badass things, badass military equipment. Is like, I don't know, tractor that is like some farmer made it into a tank, a crop duster that is better than the fucking yeah, the warthog or whatever, right? Like, one thing I've noticed, like any like ridiculous thing, not ridiculous thing, anything that's like you can fit more shit into it, somebody finds a way to fit that much shit into it, and it's just better than the specialized version of it. Like a cargo plane that is like a most badass, like a support vehicle, right? Whatever, attack vehicle that just flies overhead and just bomb the shit out of everything. So this is B-1 Lancer, apparently the best one. I don't get it. I don't think I've heard of this. I have heard of B-52 and obviously like B-2. So I don't know, B-1 Lancer. I guess this is like before the B2. This one was the thing. I don't know. So it's going to be interesting. Let's watch it. Remember, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. So, that way I know which type of videos to react to more. And, you can help this channel by helping the algorithm and things. I've been watching this kind of military style videos recently. This rabbit hole, whatever, like past 2 or so months. Before this, I didn't know shit about any of this. I didn't know there was to know this much. I always thought it's like something simplistic. Then I realized like how much different layers to things there are and how much, let's just say, different type of logic goes into it, right? The more you realize that, oh, wait a minute, that's why they do it, right? Before it's just like, okay, I guess there you go. There's like Navy, there's like fucking, Army and all that, Air Force. But it's like, why they use certain type of thing? Why F-18 works? Because it's like for the carriers, like overseas, like Middle Eastern places like that. It's just like great F-18, right? And it replaced like Tomcat F-14, which is not, it was not supposed to replace it. So I'll learn about all this shit, which is like, okay, makes sense. I watched the movie Maverick, Top Gun Maverick, and a lot of shit that was happening there that made sense to me, and a lot of shit that was like over the top, which like, why would they do that? I was also like noticing that. I don't think I would have noticed that 2 months before this. But now I'm like, okay, why are they using this? Why are they doing this? Wait a minute, isn't this better? And all that shit. A stealth fighter, okay, fifth generation stealth bomber, but why? Like that, all the points I was seeing, like, okay, I was nitpicking everything. And I'm like, okay. So let's watch this one.
Today we're talking about Fatal Bingo. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, America only utilizes 3 types of strategic bombers. And we've already talked about the world's spiciest Dorito, the B-2 Spirit, and the 70-year-old veteran of the sky, the B-52 Buff.
Wait a minute, have I watched B-52 video from him? I don't know, I don't remember that. I don't think I have, right?
AKA Buffy the Forehead Slayer. And based on the poll I conducted this week, this is probably going to be pretty controversial, but I think I've saved the best for last.
I like how B-2 is the like, I mean, come on, man. How can you refute the B-2 is like the best bomber? B-2 is the best plane of all time, not just bomber. It's like the first of its kind in stealth, right? It was so mysterious that people were mistaking that for an alien aircraft.
Okay, maybe best isn't the right word, but it's definitely my personal favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, the B-1 Lancer, aka the
Why
Bone.
is the wing smaller than the length?
See what they did there? B-1, Bone. Get it? Moving on. So why is it my personal favorite? Well, for starters, it was
all of that. B-1 Lancer, Bone Lancer. Is this euphemism for, you know what? Yeah. Knowing America might be, right? We're gonna stick it to them, I guess.
The only one that was nerfed with an international treaty. The B-1 was originally designed and capable of delivering nuclear warheads, but the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty of 1991 specifically required that the B-1 only be capable of delivering conventional warheads. So why was the enemy so scared of the Bone? Well, because it was the fastest bomber that America had, and the only one capable of achieving supersonic flight, traveling at a max speed of Mach 1.
Hold up there, you can like attack people with like nukes, but you can't use B-1 Lancer. Like, how does that even make sense in any treaty? Oh, you can't do it because we said you can't. Like, really?
B-52. It also had the highest payload capacity of any other American bomber. I'm trying to tell you that the Bone can carry more warheads than the B-52, and it can do it while traveling faster than the speed of sound. Believe me, I know that sounds insane, and I had to triple check it myself, but yes, the Bone can carry more bad guy to baloney miss technology than the B-52.
How is that possible?
5,000 pounds more, to be exact. This aircraft is literally nothing but horsepower and gunpowder. And if that wasn't enough cool guy points, it's also the only bomber that has...
Okay, it doesn't even look that big compared to B-52. How is it carrying more than B-52? B-52 literally looks like a fucking cargo, massive cargo plane type. Look at this wingspan and all that.
a variable swept wing configuration, which is just a bunch of fancy words that means it can extend its wings out to generate more lift when taking off and landing, or it can retract its wings when traveling at a supersonic speed to reduce drag. I'm trying to tell you that the B-1 can put the most warheads on the most foreheads the fastest, and it's basically a fucking transformer. This aircraft is quite literally the polar opposite of Bob Ross, ready to unpaint a happy little mountain at a moment's notice. Believe it or not, the B-1 was actually originally designed to replace the B-52. Essentially, they wanted a plane that could carry just as many bombs as the B-52.
See, I knew that. Probably this plane came before B-2, but it's gonna be after B-52, kind of makes sense. But damn, man. I mean, it makes sense, right? Yeah, it was supposed to replace B-52, so yeah, it's supposed to be better, but it doesn't look like it. How did they do that? And how did they make it faster? And why isn't this one of the best bomber of all time, right now? I guess stealth is the one thing they needed, so I guess B-2, there you go. Otherwise, this would have been OP.
52, but travel much faster and specialize in low-level penetration. Yes, the plane referred to as the Bone has extendable wings and specializes in low-level penetration.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo.
Originally, this plane was actually a scrapped project deemed too expensive and a waste of taxpayers' dollars. The only reason it was brought back is because the B-2 stealth project was taking too long, and Uncle Sam figured if you can't be sneaky, you might as well be fast. Not getting caught is not getting caught. It doesn't matter how you do it. And with over 12,000 combat missions flown since 2001, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that was a good idea. Unfortunately, the B-1 is slotted for retirement in the coming years, pending the release of America's new bomber, the B-2.
All of this is right now they're using this. So until 2036, this will be used. Oh, I mean, kind of makes sense. Okay, you don't need stealth everywhere, right? There are places where you need stealth, but I guess B-1, you can just fly it really high and just fast. Mark 2 is really fast, right? One thing I realized, Mark 2 is fucking fast, right? Of all the, planes I've seen, lots of planes just walk around at Mach 1.5 and something like that. Mark 2 plus is whoa. Mach 2.5 plus is interceptor level of things, right? So a bomber going at Mach 2, that's fast.
21 Raider, which is basically the B-2 2.0, which raises the question, what would the B-1 2.0 look like? Well, we don't have to wonder because that concept was already proposed in 2004. Now, the prototype of the B-1 was known as the B-1A. The production model that we just talked about was known as the B-1B. What do you think the next variant would be named? Did you guess the B-1C? Because you would be wrong. Apparently, the E-4 Mafia got a hold of this concept and decided to convince their chain of command to skip a couple of letters because this concept aircraft is named the B-1 Regional, or the B-1R for short. Yes, they named it the Boner.
I got a boner.
I've never been more proud of the Air Force in my entire life. And while it is just a concept, allegedly, the Freedom Boner would specialize in low-level penetration and travel at a max speed of Mach 2.2. It would also be equipped with a plethora of air-to-air defenses, which would make it very hard to deal with. In conclusion, as much as I don't want it to be true, the B-1 is slotted for retirement and will probably never...
I mean, look, man, he's right when he said, I didn't even see this coming. He's like, this is the best plane. Why the fuck it doesn't look like that bigger. So it's probably going to carry less shit than B-52. It's going to be slow as fuck. Why is it well, it was back in the day, it was really good. But then it's okay, it's the fastest one at Mark 2 and it carries more load than B-52. It's just math at this point. Math is just math. And yeah, of course it's better.
Grow and mature to be the full-blown Freedom Boner that it could be. There's always hope that the B-21 Raider project will take too long and Uncle Sam will get impatient. And then maybe, just maybe, the B-1R will become a reality.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
To quote Bob Ross, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
Is there anything more? I don't think, right? Oh. Yeah, this shit is insane, right? It's boner with an R. That's just great. Okay. Oh, man, this is so American thing, right? But first of all, why is it called Lancer? Boner Lancer. That's definitely euphemism. They're R. What is it called? Boner Lancer. They're not gonna call it Lancer, right? They're just gonna change the name. What is it gonna boner what? I don't know, boner Uncle Sam, like Uncle Sam has a boner or something. I don't know, this is weird. Yeah, this is like so awesome, man. The way it looks, I don't know, like I like the look, right? I like the aggressive look, but I always just thought like that aggressive look is probably like less payload and shit. Like, why is it best? Like, maybe it carries like half a shit as B-52 and it can go somewhat fast. No, it carries more than B-52 and it's one of the fastest at Mark 2. Like, at this point, like, yeah, only B2 is better because of the stealth. Besides this, like, yeah, is the B1 Lancer is just awesome. Alright, well, that was B1 Lancer, America's best bomber by channel The Fighter Electrician. If you like my reaction, do follow and subscribe. If you want to see other videos like this from Fighter Electrician, I guess check out the end card, is a playlist or something. I have Instagram now if you want to follow me there as well. And I'll see you next time.